Alright, well there are two heroes left that I have not played in the current quote-unquote environment, and those are Winter Soldier and Falcon. So I figure I might as well unbox them first before I play with them, and then give them a go probably in the Citizen V fight, because these will probably have Citizen V minion support. So let's start with Falcon, I guess. And to be clear, this is not really a video for people who are looking for expert opinions on what these cards are. This is so that you can see my first impressions of these cards, so that you don't have to see them during a video where I have to read every single card out loud. Plus that way I can build a deck around them instead of just going in with the default deck, which is probably not going to be very good. So let us open up Falcon. Now, I don't know that much about Falcon, to be completely honest. I know that he was in... I think he showed up in the Spider-Man movie. I think that's when he showed up in the MCU. There was a train or something, and Peter Parker was like, hey, I'm going to stop these guys from stealing something. And then he showed up, and people were excited. And I was like, who the heck is this guy? So, Falcon seems to come with a leadership deck. And in the back is a Villainous Genius Elite Thunderbolt minion. Yes, okay, so there is Thunderbolt support in the back. I'm going to save these for when I play the Thunderbolts, Citizen V. Same with the Nemesis set. So, let us look at Falcon. 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, hand size of 5, hit points of 10, so completely average. Sam Wilson, 3 recovery, hand size of 6, so same 6-5 stat line. Birds of a... Oh, he's shield in alter ego form. Aerial Avenger in hero form, but shield in alter ego. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've seen shield and Avenger in the same card, even though there probably is some overlap. Anyways. So, Birds of a Feather, action. Discard 1 card from your hand, search your deck and discard pile for a bird card and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. So this guy likes birds. Makes sense, I guess. Aerial Avenger, during the player phase, play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Eagle-Eyed, response. After you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. So he's all about playing aerial... Oh, this is not once per phase either. So he's all about playing aerial cards and bird cards, which are probably going to be aerial. That's interesting. Alright, next up we have Signature Ally, Red Wing, 2 cost ally, and 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 HP, so average stats for a 2 cost ally. Aerial Avenger Bird, as I expected, although I didn't expect Avenger. Hero action, exhaust Red Wing, return him to your hand, and discard the top card of the encounter deck. So this is some Hellcat stuff going on. Choose to either deal X damage to an enemy or remove X threat from a scheme. X is the number of icons in the discarded card's boost area. That's interesting. So you could, in theory, go up to 4 by... So he's a 2 cost ally that could do 2 thwart or 2 attack by returning him to your hand. And then you could use him to pay for something if you really wanted to. So that's interesting. Okay. You do have to exhaust him, so you can't use his 1 power to do something and then return him, unfortunately. But that's interesting how they keep making signature allies who are not great sidekicks. Just a random thought. And then we have 2 copies of Bird of Prey, 2 cost event, aerial attack, hero action attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. You may discard a top card of the... Okay, so this guy really wants to discard the top of the encounter deck, which I don't know how I feel about, because that tends to mean getting closer to an acceleration icon, but whatever. Sorry, you may discard the top card of the encounter deck to deal 1 additional damage to that enemy for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. So 2 for 4 is undervalue. But then, in theory, if the top... Chances are it's going to be a 2 boost. So you could deal 2 for 6. And if it's a 3 boost, then it's 2 for 7. So that could be good. Okay. When does Sorry, not Captain America. When does Falcon's ability activate? Eagle-Eyed. Response after you play an aerial card. Okay, so that's after you do the discarding at the top of the card. So you already know what it's going to be because you're in hero form. This is a hero action. So you do... Okay, I see. So then we have 2 copies of Bird's Eye View, 2 cost event, Aerial Thwart. Probably going to be the same thing. Remove 3 threats from a scheme. You may discard the top card of the encounter deck and boost it by 1 for each icon in it. Yep, okay, so same thing, but for 3 threat. And I think that this is probably a better card, just because 2 for 3 is not the worst value in the world. Like, just by default, that's like... It's fine, relatively speaking. So then, next up is 2 copies of Up, Up, and Away, 0 cost event. Aerial Defense, Hero Response Defense. After an attacking enemy is given a face-down boost card. Look at that card and the top card of the encounter deck. You may swap those cards. Draw 1 card for each printed icon in the current boost card's boost area. Wow. This does not actually defend you at all. It doesn't reduce the amount of... Well, I mean, in theory, it could reduce the amount of damage, but why would you want to do that? Give it all the boost. Give it a 4 boost. Draw 4 cards. This is also not once per phase. You could draw like 8 cards if both of these were in your hand, so you could like net 6. That would be incredible. 1 copy of Falcon's Flock, 2 cost support, Aerial Bird. This is a bird card. Does this discard your card, or discard 1 card from your hand, search your deck and discard power for a bird card, so it doesn't have to be a bird ally. Falcon's Flock uses 5 bird counters. Resource, remove 1 bird counter from here, generate a energy resource for an aerial card, limit once per card. Sounds like a decent option for a thing to search in your alter ego, so now you have 5 turns of having an effective resource for an aerial card. Seems good to me. 1 cost support, Soup Kitchen, location, alter ego action, exhaust Sam Wilson in Soup Kitchen, heal damage from Sam Wilson equal to his recovery. His recovery of 3, but I guess you could boost it. There are cards that let you boost your recovery. Heal damage from Sam Wilson equal to his recovery and reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2. Or support. This is a support, so you could go into Sam Wilson, discard a card, search for Falcon's Flock, exhaust Sam Wilson and Soup Kitchen to recover him, so he's still doing his recovery, and then you get to play Falcon's Flock for free. That's not great. You're effectively... It's effectively a 1 cost support that reduces the cost of an ally or support by 2 in alter ego, but it forces you to recover. And it also doesn't let you do stuff that triggers when you do your recovery. Like there are... Like that one obligation, Iceman's obligation, that was like when you do a basic recovery, discard this obligation. This would not count as doing a basic recovery, I don't think. I'm less enthused about Soup Kitchen. 1 cost upgrade, Aerial Evacuation, Aerial Preparation, Hero Interrupt when another friendly character would be dealt any amount of damage. Discard Aerial Evacuation, prevent all of that damage and change the alter ego form. Hey, we have alter ego change it. Ooh. If that character is a hero, they can also change the alter ego form. That's good. Oh, that's good. You can just set this up. So you can be like, I don't want to change the alter ego form this turn, but I can set it up so another... And it prevents all of that damage as well. Oh, that's probably great in multiplayer. Oh, this is probably incredible in multiplayer. Sam Wilson is probably incredible in multiplayer. Because you can also see the top card of the encounter deck. So you can be like, well, I know what the first boost is going to be during an attack. 1 cost upgrade, Aerial Recon, Aerial Tactic, Hero Action, exhaust Aerial Recon, and deal a player 1 face-down encounter card. Place 1 Recon counter here. Exhaust it and deal a player a face-down encounter card. But you know what that encounter card is going to be because this is a hero action, so you see the top of the encounter deck. Okay. Interrupt, when a player would be dealt an encounter card, remove 1 Recon counter from here instead. So can't you do that every single turn? Can't you just be like, I know what the top of the encounter deck is, so I'm going to deal it to myself. And then when it's time to deal encounter cards, you can be like, well, I can just remove that counter now. So now I have chosen which card it's going to be because I've done a bunch of stuff that lets me manipulate the top of the encounter deck. So this guy's like a big brain zinky character. You're supposed to be like... You're supposed to plan ahead. 2 cost upgrade, Battlefield Awareness, Aerial Skill, Hero Interrupt. When Falcon uses a basic power, exhaust Battlefield Awareness and discard the top of the encounter deck. Falcon gets +1 to that power for this use for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. Yep, that's fine. I suppose when it comes to defending, you wouldn't be able to know what that card is going to be because you only see the top of the encounter deck when it's player phase, yeah. So if you're trying to defend, using Battlefield Awareness is not going to be a known thing because you won't know what it's going to be. But I mean, that's still fine. You effectively get +1 at minimum +1 to each of your powers because chances are you're not going to get a 0 boost. So then we get 1 per person upgrade. I think that's how that works. Per player upgrade. I don't think I've seen that before. Draw their fire. Here, aerial preparation, hero response. After the villain phase begins, Discard draws or fire. Falcon does not exhaust to defend until the end of the phase. Ooh. Oh, that's really good. That's actually incredible. Give this guy retaliate, give him some more defense. He's probably incredible. And it only costs 1. I can do this all day, but for every single enemy. Yeah, that's great. 2 cost upgrade, Talon Line item. Here's another item if you're playing with Jubilee, I guess. Hero response after you resolve Falcon's Eagle Eye ability. I think that's the... Yeah, that's his thing to discard the top of the encounter deck. Discard Talon's Line. For each icon in the discarded card's boost area, choose 1. Ready a character you control or stun an enemy. Wow. This guy has a lot of preparation cards. This feels like a preparation card just in the way it works. But it's not labeled as a preparation thing. But he has two preparations, which I guess makes sense because this came out in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave. And then the last card is a 2 cost upgrade, Vibranium Microwave. This is a Tech Wakanda. Is Falcon from Wakanda? He's not Wakanda traded. Huh. Falcon gets +1 defense. There you go. You got your +1 defense card. Hero interrupt. When Falcon would take any amount of damage, exhaust Vibranium Microwave. Prevent 1 of that damage and deal 1 damage to an enemy. Wow. So he's really good at defending. And you want to manipulate the top of the encounter deck so that you're not going to take any damage anyway. I don't see why this guy's leadership. Although he's probably leadership because he becomes Captain America. That's probably the reason why. But just in terms of theme, or in terms of the cards, I'm like, shouldn't this guy be protection? But he might not need protection. Just because he has so much stuff that already makes him good at protecting. Interesting. Alright, on to the aspect cards. I might as well put Falcon on top. And first off, we have 3 cost ally, Adam Warlock. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP, Aerial Mystic. Response after Adam Warlock attacks or thwarts. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. If that card's printed resource has Fist, remove 3 threats from its scheme. Energy, heal 3 damage from an identity. Mental, deal 3 damage to an enemy. Wild, choose all of the above. That's actually really good. Just in terms of value per card, like that's really good. 2 damage for 1 card is already like good. And then this can deal 3 damage for 1 card. Yeah, that's really, really good. Adam Warlock's incredible, actually. 3 cost ally, Aerial. I suppose that means you could also choose which card it is just by spending cards. Because it discards 1 card at random from your hand, so you don't use Adam Warlock first, you just use him last once you have 1 card left in your hand, and you can choose which card that is. That's actually incredible. 3 cost ally, Aerial Lei Ling. Huh, Adam Warlock is just Adam Warlock. I guess he's just named... Man, Warlock is a bad last name. Anyways, Lei Ling, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP. Aerial Agent of Atlas. Hero action, exhaust Aerial, choose a player. Until the end of the phase, each Aerial character that player controls gets +1 attack. This guy was not... Oh, this guy is Aerial. Okay, so he's all about Aerial cards, that's right. He wants to play Aerial stuff. She does not take a damage to do this. You can do this every single turn. Aerial's busted. Yeah, Aerial's busted. 3 cost ally, Cloud9, Abby Boylan. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP. A bunch of 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP. Hero action, exhaust Cloud9, choose a player until the end of the phase. Each Aerial character that player controls gets +1 thwart. Bruh. What do you... Okay, sure. Same thing, busted. 2 cost ally, Hugin. I'm gonna go with Hugin. And Moonin. Munin? Hugin and Munin. Hugin and Moonin. I think Hugin sounds better. Hugin and Moonin. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 HP. Aerial Asgard Bird. Response after Hugin and Moonin enters play. Search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play and engage with you. Ready 1 character you control for each icon in that minion's boost area. I mean, to be completely honest, I feel like this is better Hercules support. Oh wait, but then you can use Aerial and Cloud9 to exhaust themselves to give all your characters +1 thwart and +1 attack. And then Hugin and Moonin comes out, get something with 3 boost icons, and then unexhaust all your characters, and then you could change up their stats. Oh, okay. 5 cost ally, Spectrum, Monica Rambeau. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP, so we're still on the 1 attack, 1 thwart, 3 HP. Aerial Avenger responds after you play Spectrum, tuck one card used to pay for her under her. If that card's printed resource icon has a mental, give her +2 thwart. Physical, give her +2 attack. Energy, she gets +2 hit points. And wild, all of the above. So for wild, for 5, she could be a 3 thwart, 3 attack, 5 HP ally. Pretty good. On to the event, we have 3 copies of Strength and Diversity and another 2 per person cost. Huh. Alliance, hero action. For each different trait on friendly characters in play, choose one. Remove 1 threat from a scheme or deal 1 damage to an enemy. And I'm assuming you can do that multiple. Like, you can spread that out however you want. Okay, so that explains all the different traits on here. So just for Hugin and Moonin, you get Aerial, Asgard, and Bird. So for 2, you get to deal 3 damage or remove 1 threat from a scheme. This is friendly characters, so Aerial Avenger as well. So if you only have Hugin and Moonin out, you now have 4 traits. Oh, that's an interesting card. That's like a card you build a deck around. That's a really, really interesting card. Interesting. Okay. 2 cost support, Flight Squadron. Team. Play only if your identity has the aerial trait, max 1 team card per player. If each of your allies has the aerial trait, increase your ally limit by 1, so that's why he has so many allies, and this card gains response. After you play an aerial card, exhaust this card, ready an ally you control. That's really, really strong. After you play an aerial card, it's not even an aerial ally, ready an ally. That's so strong. 3 copies of Resource Reserve. I wonder how many aerial allies I have, like in my collection, in standard, because that's all I have at the moment. I wonder how many aerial cards I have. Resource Reserve, 1 cost support, location, max 1 per player. Any player may spend the resource card tucked here as if it were in their hand. Action, exhaust Resource Reserve, tuck 1 resource card from your hand under here to a maximum of 1. If it was any higher than 1, I'd be like, that's incredible. But if it's only 1, you can only store up for a single turn. I mean, the idea is that you have 1 worse turn in order to have a better other turn. And that's like it's more beneficial to have 1 bad turn and 1 good turn than to have 2 midterms, right? Or why do I keep saying terms? Turns. Yeah, I mean, sure. 1 copy of Triskelion, which is a weird thing to include in a deck when this is in the core set. Don't do this. Don't include core set cards in the hero packs. I hate when they do that. I understand the resource cards because that's like almost every hero should just have 3 resources in their decks. Strength, energy, and genius. But like, don't... Whatever. I mean, good card. Yeah, obviously you should have this. 0 cost upgrade, Captain America title. Play only if you are the Bucky Barnes or Sam Wilson player. That's a weird thing to do. Like, I know for a fact that there were several people that were not Bucky Barnes or Sam Wilson who were Captain America. This is weirdly constraining for future releases to be like, no, other characters that have been Captain America cannot be Captain America. Like, there was, I'm pretty sure Misty Knight had the shield at one point. I'm pretty sure that John Walker was the most recent one that had the shield, like, in the, like, MCU. So if they ever wanted to make a John Walker hero, like, what are they gonna do? That's a weird constraint to have. Plus, also, the idea of Captain America's shield is that, like, it's not about the shield, right? Like, being Captain America is not about being Captain America. It's about, like, this, everyone can be good in Captain America's way. That's a weird thing to do. Hero action, exhaust Captain America and spend... Oh, right, the card is named Captain America. I was like, where the freak is Captain America? Exhaust Captain America. They should not do that. If you want to have a card that is the same card as another card, you should probably not make it so that... Oh, but it is a unique card. So you probably can't actually include a Captain America ally in your deck. Because I was going to say that in theory, that means you could exhaust the hero Captain America, or an ally Captain America, and spend a wild resource to do this thing. But anyways, find Captain America's shield and add it to your hand. If it leaves play this way, deal 4 damage to an enemy. What is Captain America's shield? It's probably at the back because it's a linked card. Captain America's shield, yeah. Linked Captain America upgrade restricted. Your hero gets +1 defense and gains retaliate 1. So they really want Falcon to have high defense in this pack. So it costs 1 to put it out. Exhaust. Okay, so it costs 0 to put it out. Captain America, the title, it costs 0 to put it out. And then you have to spend a physical resource to find the shield. So it effectively costs 1 to find the shield and add it to your hand, so you don't even get to put it into play. And then you have to spend 1 to put the shield into play. 3 cards to give yourself +1 defense and retaliate 1. But then at any later point, you can spend a physical resource to put it back into your hand and then deal 4 damage to an enemy. But then supposedly you would want to spend 1 to put it back into play. So it effectively costs 2 to deal 4 to an enemy. That's a weird card. I'm going to have to think on that. I don't know if I like that. 3 copies of Wingman, and that's the end of the regular cards, or the leadership cards. 0 cost upgrade, attached to an aerial ally, max 1 per ally. Interrupt when another aerial ally would take any amount of consequential damage. Exhaust attached ally to prevent 1 of that damage. It's fine. I don't think I would go out of my way to play this. Like, if I was building a deck, I don't think I would go out of my way to play this. You have your Genius, Energy, and Strength, and then you have 3 copies of the Power of Flight, a new resource. Bishop's gonna love this. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for an aerial card. That makes sense. Oh, and there's no other colorless cards. So that's the end of the deck. Okay. Interesting deck. I think I will play it mostly unchanged. If I was gonna change it, I would have added a Triskelion based off the fact that it was a leadership card. However, it comes with Triskelion. Oh, actually there are... Magneto comes with some nice... no, not Magneto. Bishop comes with... Team Training or something like that. That gives all your allies +1 HP. Probably gonna add that. Might add some... what are they called? Make the calls. Then you have your Nemesis and Obligations. I'm not gonna look at those because I look at the... Oh, I should look at the Nemesis actually to see if I want to add Face to Past to this deck. That's something I gotta keep in mind now is Face to Past. 2 Scheme, 2 Attack, 5 HP, Serpent Society, Quick Strike. Ooh, Quick Strike. Don't want that to come out. Force Response. After Viper activates, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. I think I'd be okay with getting Viper out. Is that worth getting 3 cards? Drawing 3 cards, effectively 2 cards because Face to Pass costs 0, but it's a 1 card. Then you're netting 2 cards, and you can't attack the villain. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think I would use Face to Pass with Falcon. So then we have our extra cards. Yeah, Misty Knight. Yeah, she has a shield. Anyways. Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, 3 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 HP. Shield Soldier responds after Winter Soldier attacks and defeats an enemy. Remove 2 threats from a scheme. That's pretty good. Aggression, where you defeat enemies to remove 2 threats from a scheme. That's pretty good. I like that. Misty Knight, 4 cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP. Hero for hire. Interrupt when Misty Knight's thwarts. Look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and discard 1 of those cards. Misty Knight gets +1 thwart for this thwart for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. So I guess she just sort of fulfills the role of Jessica Jones in the sense that she's like an expensive ally, but her thwart can go up situationally, but hers is less deadly for you, because for Jessica Jones to have a lot of thwart, you need to have a lot of side schemes out, whereas Misty Knight can just be like, choose a card and give her extra thwart, plus you get to discard a high boost card as well, which is probably going to be a bad card. So you don't want that. Yeah, this is actually... Misty Knight's actually really good. 4 cost ally, though, is kind of expensive. And then 3 copies of Ops Room. This is a shield support, so that is going to be helpful for Maria Hill if you don't want to have the... Wait, is Medical Room even a shield card? I don't even know if it is. But yeah, if you want to add cards from other aspects, this is a card she could add. Uses 3 alert counters. Interrupt when a friendly character would take any amount of damage while defending. Remove 1 alert counter from here, prevent 1 of that damage, and remove 1 threat from a scheme. I'm not actually sure if Maria Hill would want this. Just because, like, she's not going to defend. Other allies could defend, but if I'm defending with an ally, I probably am chump blocking it and expecting it to die. But just in terms of being a protection card, this is a thwart that lets you prevent damage as well. This is actually, this is good. This is a good card. So, that is the end of Falcon. Overall thoughts, probably a pretty thinky character. I think he could... I'll try him out in the leadership because he came in leadership. And he would probably be good in defense. Overall, looking forward to playing him, and he's probably going to be fun. I'll probably enjoy him, maybe, hopefully. Hopefully is the correct term there, I think. So, Winter Soldier. This is Bucky Barnes, and he is a Thunderbolt, I believe. I believe he was a Thunderbolt, and that, well, at least in the newest Thunderbolt movie, I'm pretty sure he is one of them. And that he was a bad guy. Well, no, he was a good guy who turned bad, who turned good, who struggles with being good, I think is his whole thing. And I think he likes to kill. Like, generally speaking, he's like, yes, we are on the side of killing bad guys as opposed to not killing bad guys. Which is kind of a weird thing for, like, soldiers to be like, no, we don't kill when they become superheroes, because it's like, they're soldiers. That's what they did, is they killed. I don't... What do you mean? But anyways, so... Blizzard is the Elite Thunderbolt. I'll deal with that in a moment. Well, not in a moment. In the next game when I play against Citizen V. And then we have Winter Soldier. Alright, Winter Soldier, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, 5 hand size, 11 HP, and 3 recovery with a hand size of 6, so standard 6-5. Shield Soldier in Alter Ego, and in hero form, he is Shield Soldier. Okay, so he's always got that Shield Soldier thing going on. He's never off duty. Cybernetically enhanced action, spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Cybernetic Arm and put it into play. This is Cybernetic Arm, so I guess we'll look at that next. And then Winter Soldier, Lethal Protector, responds. After you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threats from a scheme. Ah, so he's exactly the same as the Winter Soldier ally, except this one has 1 less thwart. They really want to force you to attack with him, but that's fine. Like, he's an ally, he has limited uses, use him to attack. That's fine. After you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threats from a scheme. That's not going to be great for the Thunderbolts when I play Citizen V, because there's only 1 other ally in there, or 1 other minion in there. So you get to use this 2, maybe 3 times max. Unless you get the Nemesis stuff out. Yeah, if we're playing with Standard 3, the Nemesis stuff will probably come out, so then minions will come out, or come into the deck, and then he can... Okay. So I'm going to be hoping for the Pursued by the Past to actually activate when I'm doing that Citizen V fight. Alright, 1 cost upgrade, Cybernetic Arm, resource, exhaust Cybernetic Arm, generate a... Oh, this is an item tech. So I guess in theory, with Jubilee, you could search for this, but why would you? Resource, exhaust Cybernetic Arm, generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals 1 additional damage. Oh, he really wants to attack and defeat enemies. He's all about attacking. He's aggression? Yeah, he's aggression. No, this guy's kind of busted, actually. He just makes every event deal 1 additional damage. Like, once per turn, you get an event that deals 1 additional damage. What if you have an event that deals damage to multiple units? This guy's already busted. I don't even need to see the rest of his kit. He's busted. Because every time he defeats an enemy, he also gets a thwart. He's busted. Okay, signature ally, Black Widow. This is Natasha Romanoff, not her sister. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 HP, shield spy. Response after you play Black Widow from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. So once again, this is not a... You want to play Black Widow, so you want her to leave play, so she's not going to be a good sidekick, unfortunately. No sidekick support, like at all. 2 copies of 1 cost event arm block, attack and defense. Hero interrupt attack defense when an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. If you exhausted cybernetic arm to pay for this event, prevent all damage from that enemy's attack. So you exhaust the arm to deal... Okay, so when an enemy attacks, so this is during initiation of the attack, so in theory you could stop the attack from happening if they are a minion. So if they only have 3 HP, you could just use this normally, pay for this using a card from your hand or whatever, and just defeat the minion. But if it's not going to defeat it, you could use the arm block, or the cybernetic arm, to increase the damage by 1 to deal 4 damage, and you get to prevent all the damage from the attack anyways. That's incredible. 3 copies of 3 cost event, Metal Punch. Attack, hero action, deals 7 damage to an enemy, but if you use the cybernetic arm, it would deal 8, so this is swinging web kick damage. If you exhausted cybernetic arm to pay for this event, it's attacking to overkill, so this is overkill swinging web kick. So it's stronger than swinging web kick. Alright. 2 cost event, electrical discharge. Attack. Hero action attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this event using a energy resource, stun that enemy. Does the arm generate a... It's a wild resource, so it can be an energy. 2 for 4, and you get to stun them, because you probably are going to have a lightning resource. That's busted. 2 for 5 if you use the arm, and you get to stun them. That's busted. This guy's so busted. 1 cost support, safe house number 30, location shield, alter ego action, exhaust safe house number 30, search the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play, engage with you, shuffle, then draw 1 card. Search the encounter deck for a minion. So you can't search the graveyard for something you already defeated. It has to be something in the deck. Put it into play, engage with you, then draw 1 card. So you are kind of expected to stay an alter ego when you flip over. You aren't expected to use a ready for a fight to flip over for a second and then go back into hero form, because this is an alter... No, I suppose you could. No, wait, no, you could. Never mind. I'm wrong about that. 1 card is not worth 1 minion, I think, but if there is a weak minion in there, I guess you could go for it. Sure. But then it costs 2 cards to put this into play. It costs the cost of safe house number 30 itself, plus 1 to actually put it into play. And in exchange, you get 1 card back. Because I'm assuming you're not flipping over to... you have to do this 3 times to break even. So it needs to be beneficial to have minions engage with you. If this was on Tigra, I'd be like, sure. Screw it, why not? But like... I'd have... Silent Infiltration, 2 copies of a 2 cost upgrade. Preparation, hero response after you attack and defeat an enemy. Discard, ready your hero and confuse an enemy. That's busted. That's so good. 2 cost upgrade, Winter Armor. Armor, you get plus 3 hit points and gain steady. Sure, why not? Why not make him even stronger? 1 cost upgrade, Winter Mask. Item tech, you gain the Spy trait. Hero response after you attack and defeat an enemy. Exhaust Winter Mask, draw 1 card. Okay, this guy's super busted. 3 cost upgrade, Winter Rifle, weapon, restricted. Hero interrupt. When Winter Soldier makes a basic attack, exhaust Winter Rifle. Winter Soldier gets plus 2 for this attack, and this attack gains No, it doesn't gain overkill. It gains ranged and piercing. No, this guy's super strong. This is like top 10 strongest characters. You can't convince me otherwise. I saw 2 cards and I was like, this guy's super strong. And then I saw the rest of the cards, and I'm like, no, this guy's busted. Okay, speaking of Captain America, 4 cost ally, Captain America Steve Rogers, 2 Thor, 2 attack, 3 HP, shield soldier, toughness. Response after Captain America enters play, ready as shield character. You are a shield character. Costs your entire hand to play, but he will block for you, plus you get to ready yourself. Plus he has good stats. Sure, I guess. 3 cost ally, Deathlock, Henry Haves. 2 dwarves with 2 consequential, 1 attack with 1 consequential, 3 HP, Cyborg's Shield. Response after Deathlock enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Shield Sidearm and attach it to him. Shield Sidearm. Shield Sidearm. You get 3 copies of this, 1 cost upgrade. Weapon. Attached to a shield character, so that could be you, limit once per character. Uses 3 ammo counters. Interrupt. When the attached character makes a basic attack, exhaust shield sidearm and remove 1 ammo counter from it. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Wow. So it doesn't boost your attack. It deals 1 damage to an enemy, so it could be a different enemy. So Deathlock is... I'm going to go with Deathlock is good, because he can use up all 3 counters on the shield sidearm. And deal 6 attack effectively. Yeah, I'm going to go if he's good. 3 copies of 1 cost event, Firepower. Hero action attack exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades you control. For each upgrade exhausted this way, choose an enemy, deal 3 damage to it. This attacking deal 3 damage for each one. And it's attacking ranged. No, that's actually busted. That's 9 damage for 1, 2 for 9 if you have 3 weapons. That's busted. Yeah, that's busted. Is Winter Soldier stuff a weapon? Yes. Winter Rifle is a weapon, but you don't want to exhaust that, and that's the only weapon he has. But I'm assuming there are more weapons, like, in the game. 3 copies of a 1 cost event, 1 by 1. Hero action attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. But if you use the arm, it's 1 for 3, and you get to deal 3 damage twice. If you defeat an enemy, that's busted. Well, not busted. That's fine. It could be 1 for 4, but situationally it's 1 for 2. Sure, fair enough. You have to work for it. 0 cost event, Spoiling for a Fight. Hero action, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion, put that minion into play, engage a few, ready your hero. Ready your hero! Oh my goodness! Oh no. Oh no, Winter Soldier is going to be so strong. Although I can't use this in the Citizen V fight. There are no minions in the encounter deck. I'm going to have to take these out. 3 copies of Aggressive Stance, max 1 per player. After you engage a minion, discard this card. Search your deck for an attack event and add it to your hand. Shuffle. This is a preparation. Sure. 1 copy of Bambino. This is a unique 3 cost upgrade tech weapon attached to a shield character. While attached to an identity, this card gains restricted, uses 3 ammo counters. Interrupt. When the attached character makes a basic attack, remove 1 counter from here. This attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. Sure, whatever, why not? 1 cost upgrade, Man on the Wall, title, play only if your identity has the shield trait. Hero action, exhaust Man on the Wall, reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. So this is a resource generator, and if you use cards that put minions out into play, then they give you the additional benefit of reducing cards you play. Nick Fury Sr., we got that in the shield wave. I don't know why they... I mean, I said don't include core cards, so yeah, sure, fair enough. Nick Fury Sr. I don't really like him. I don't prefer to play him. 1 copy of 3 cost event, Super Soldiers attack, team up Captain America and Winter Soldier, max 1 per deck. Hero action attack, deal 6 damage to an enemy. Give Captain America and Winter Soldier each a tough status card. That's pretty good. And 2 cost event, Winter Widow Soldier Spy attack, team up Black Widow and Winter Soldier, max 1 per deck. Hero action attack, put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. Okay, so that's pretty good actually. Because you can search for the aggressive stance, and then when an enemy comes into play, you get to search for... And yeah, that's pretty good actually. Plus you get to deal 2 for 4, that's already good enough. And Black Widow is your signature ally. Captain America is not, so this is an event that is more likely to be used in his deck as opposed to Super Soldiers, because you have to include Captain America in your deck to use that, followed by Genius, Energy, and Strength, and that is it for his actual deck. And then we move on to the back of the pack cards. White Widow, 4 cost ally. This is Yelena Belova. This is the other Black Widow. I don't know why she's called White Widow in this. I guess she changes names. 2 Thwart, 1 attack, 3 HP, shield spy. Response after you resolve the ability of a preparation card you control. Heal damage from White Widow equal to that card's printed resource cost. No, not good enough. Wait, was that it? Was that the only... No, okay, so there were more copies of Super Soldiers and Winter Widow Soldier Spy, and 3 copies of a 0 cost upgrade, Shield Deputy, play only if your identity has the shield trait attached to a friendly character. Attached character gets +1 hit points and gain the shield trait. Oh, I like that actually. Falcon does not have shield, but he does have shield in Alter Ego. So I could toss this in Falcon's deck to give my allies +1 hit point as well. Plus there's other just shield support. Okay, well that was the Falcon and Winter Soldier hero pack. I think Winter Soldier is actually busted. I think he's like too strong. Based off what I've seen, I think he's too strong. Whether or not he's Maria Hill strong, in the sense that she is so strong that I don't want to play her, remains to be seen. He's probably more fun though. Like in a Tigra way, Tigra is extremely strong, but she's actually really fun. So she's probably strong in the Tiger sense and not in the Maria Hill sense, but we'll find out when we play in the next game. Probably not going to be the best showcase of that, though, because I'm going to be playing Citizen V using their 2 sets, Blizzard and Fixer. Plus there is one more Thunderbolt Elite set that I have not played with yet that came in the core box, or the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box, so I'll be using that. So yeah, see you next time when I play Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Citizen V with Winter Soldier and Falcon, my first 2-handed game. Goodbye.